Well, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Salt Lake City Mayor Ralph Becker. Do you know what a mayor does? Any of you know?
No.
No? Well, I get to work for city government, and we make sure your streets are paved so you can get to school. We make sure the lights come on in the city, like the street lights. We make sure your garbage gets picked up. Not that any of you ever have messes, right? And we try to make the city the best place possible for you to live in. So those are things that we do in Salt Lake City. And I get to, as mayor, I get to work with all of the 3,000 employees, the folks who work for Salt Lake City, to do all the things that we try to do for your families in Salt Lake City. And one of the things that I've felt is really important is to be supportive of all of you in school. So I try to work with your teachers and your school principals and your school superintendent to help some of the things that are going on here. Like, how many of you have been over in the Community Learning Center? A lot of you have been over there? Yeah. So we've helped the school district build that center and support that center. That's one of the things that we've done to try to be a good partner with the schools. So you're all in first grade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? How many of you went to kindergarten? Oh, good, most of you. And pre-kindergarten, did any of you go to some schooling, go to school or go to outside of your home before kindergarten? Pre-K?
Yeah.
A lot of you did?
Yeah.
Great, because I know that's one of the things we're trying to do. So I have another question for you. How many of you like school?
Me.
Good deal. That is so, liking school is that's a credit to your teacher, you know, that you like school. But it's also a place where you can have fun and learn a lot and get to know a lot of people, a lot of other kids in your neighborhood, right? And I'm going to read a book to you and with you. But before I do that, I want to just tell you that school is probably the most important thing you can do. Your parents have jobs, yeah?
Yeah.
Your job is going to school. And it is so important that you stay in school. You probably hear that a lot, yeah? About how important it is to stay in school. Well, I want to tell you that too, that a lot of us have a lot of fun in school. When I was in school, what I loved doing was sports. I played sports.
Me too.
You play sports too? A lot of you play sports? And a lot of you more will play sports as you get older. But I wasn't very interested in school, but in part because I was so interested in sports, I liked going to school. And then as I got older, I started actually really enjoy learning in school. At first I thought, why are people making me learn all this stuff? But it is the key to having a good job. It's the key to being able to do the things you want to do, whatever they are, when you get older. So even though it sometimes may seem hard to stay in school, as you get older, right now it's great and it's a lot of fun and hopefully it always will be. But it's really important you stay in school. So I hope all of you will remember that. Okay? So I'm going to read you a book. Okay? Do you guys know this book?
No.
Do you know Otis? Okay, I'm going to turn sideways so I can show you the pictures. This book is called Otis. Have any of you heard of it before?
No.
All right. Well, I get to read it to you, and it's a fun story. So here's a picture over here. There was once a friendly little tractor. His name was Otis, and every day Otis and his farmer worked together taking care of the farm they called home. Otis liked the work. See Otis over here? Can you guys see him in the back? Okay. But after working hard all day, Otis was ready to unwind and play. He would ride the rolling hills and skirt Mud Pond down by the corn. He would leapfrog bales of hay and explode through the haystacks. On occasion, he would chase a rabbit or play Ring Around the Rosie with the ducks to the sound of his steady putt-puff, putty-puff, putty-chuff. And sometimes, at the end of the day, he would just sit under the apple tree and watch the farm below. Every night, tired but happy, Otis would put Puff into the little stall in the barn that was all his. From the day on, the calf started following the little tractor wherever he went. See the calf?
Yeah.
He's following the tractor.
Yeah.
Putt-puff, putty-chuff. She followed him over the rolling hills and down by Mud Pond. She was right behind him, leapfrogging bales of hay. And the calf made their games of Ring Around the Posy all the better. Sometimes at the end of the day, the two of them would just sit together under the apple tree and watch the farm below. Otis loved his little calf, and the little calf loved Otis. Then one day, the farmer surprised everyone with a brand new yellow tractor. You guys see the yellow tractor? "Time to move out, Otis," the farmer said. He took Otis out of the little stall in the barn that was all his and parked him back behind the barn. Then he backed the big yellow tractor into the stall next to the little calf. But the little calf didn't like the big yellow tractor. He had a deep, rumbling snore that shook the stall when he slept. There was no one to put the little calf gently to sleep, and there was no one to spend her days with. And Otis could not even see his farm as the weeds began to cover his tires. His friend often sat with him, but she could not get him to play like the old days. It was early summer when the farmer discovered a poster. Who was the prettiest calf in the land? Judges will decide at the county fair and award a fancy blue ribbon to the winner. The farmer knew the answer. He would show the little calf off. But on the morning of the fair, the little calf was nowhere to be found. She had wandered down to Mud Pond by the cornfield to cool off. When she waded into the muddy water, her feet sank. With every step, she sank deeper and deeper and deeper. The little calf was stuck in Mud Pond. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Okay, good. "Get the hands," the farmer shouted when he saw her. All the farm hands came running with their ropes, but the more they tugged, the more stuck the calf got. "Get the big yellow tractor," the farmer shouted. "He can save her." But the big tractor just scared the little calf. She sank in deeper and deeper. Nearby farmers began to gather. "Then call Fire Chief Douglas and the fire truck," the farmer shouted. "They can save our little calf." But the sight of the big red fire truck startled the little calf in even deeper. The farmer was fit to be tied. If the farm hands and the big tractor and even Fire Chief Douglas and his fire truck couldn't save the little calf, who could? Suddenly, the little calf's ears perked up. Over the hum of the growing crowd, there came a faint sound in the distance, a soft, rhythmic purr, putt, puff, putty, chuff. The crowd turned and looked. What do you think they saw? Otis. The sound became louder, putt, puff, putty, chuff. And all at once, Otis putt-puffed around the barn. He turned and headed straight for the mud pond. Otis putt-puffed down the rolling hill and pulled right up next to the muddy water's edge. The calf heard her friend's puttering purr and bawled. It was something like a hello. And then, to the sound of the gentle chuff and the amazement of all the people in the crowd, Otis slowly began to circle the pond. There's Otis going round and round. He circled, and the little calf turned and turned, never taking her eyes off her friend. With each ring Otis made around Mud Pond, the muddy grip loosened until the calf was able to stumble out of the pond on her own. The two friends found each other again. Otis led the calf right down the dusty road to the village, and everyone threw flowers as they went, following them into town. It looked like a happy parade. No one needed a fancy blue ribbon to tell them the calf was a special calf. Otis was a special tractor, and the two of them were special friends. From that day on, the farmer discovered that with Otis's puttering purr beside the chicken coop, his chickens laid more eggs. At milking time, with Otis's general chuff nearby, his cows produced more milk. On occasion, Otis even got to join the farmer and the big yellow tractor out in the fields. But often, at the end of the day, Otis would just sit with his friend under the apple tree and watch the farm below. The end. It's a happy story of Otis and the farm and his friend, huh? So, thank you for letting me read this with you. But you know, reading is the most important thing at your age you can learn. Your reading and your numerals and your arithmetic, right? Are you starting to learn numbers? Yeah. Because if you learn how to read and you start to learn numbers and use of numbers, everything you do in school from now on, will be pretty easy. So I hope you'll read and have your parents read with you books. How many of you have your parents read with you at night? That's great, just about all of you. Well, ask your parents to read with you if they can, in English or whatever your native language is. And you read to them as you learn to read too. Because reading is so much fun too. You know, in my job, I kind of work all day long and halfway into the night. And every night before I go to bed, before I go to sleep, I'll read for a while. Because it carries me into another place, makes me think about different things, helps my mind work well. So I really enjoy reading. And I think all of you will too. So thanks for letting me share this book with you and read with you. And I'd be happy to, I think we have copies of this, right? For everybody? So you all get copies to bring home? And you can read it to your parents now.
Your own one. For everyone.
Yeah.
But you get your own. Will you say thank you to Mary?
Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. So let me ask you, do you have any questions? Do you have anything you want to ask me about?
No.
No? Okay.
I don't know.
Sounds good to me. Thank your teacher all the time. She's working really hard to help you enjoy school and learn a lot.
You're welcome, friends. You're working hard too, learning, right?
Yeah. Good for you. Thanks for being so attentive too. It's
You're
hard to listen to old people like me. Okay, have a good day in school and stay in school. Remember that. See ya.